Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over the cryptocurrency market and talk about some things. I'm not going to go over I'm going over Bitcoin, but I'm not going to go over and talk about, is it going to go up or down type thing like some of these guys do every 6 hours and things like that. And I'm not going to report on the news. You want to watch the news and learn about the news, what's going on in the cryptocurrency market, go to another channel and watch that, guys. I am not a news guy. I don't want to be a news guy, and I won't be a news guy. I just no, I'm not going to do that. I like to actually, I want to help people, and I have done that here recently in the time since people joined the channel and followed it. And as long as I get a small percentage of you guys making money or made some money, then that's good. But then I also make sure that money that you made, you want to be able to take that, and that's going to go into the next bull cycle where you'll be able to make even more money. So if you made $5,000 in gains during the this terrible bear cycle that we're in, that $5,000 should be able to turn into, say, 50 or something like that in the next bullish cycle, depending on how your time frame and things like that. So the next bounce on Bitcoin to the upside, I would say, depending on if you do it, if you have a strategy right now, possibly 3 to 5x, I would say. That's what I'm thinking. So there's a good shot, in my opinion, that Bitcoin, you really want to see Bitcoin holding on to that 13,800. Okay. Is it gonna breach that? That's a good question. I have no idea, but you're gonna have to prepare for both. Is Bitcoin at the bottom right here? Don't know. It could be, guys, but you have to prepare for that. It could be. You just have to. That's what I'm doing. Do I have Bitcoin? Yeah, I have Bitcoin. Do I have Ethereum? Yes, I have Ethereum. Do I have some other coins? Yes, I do. I have some left zero. I have some still some a little bit of Phantom. Um, I am prepared for if it does start taking off out of there. I don't think that it will, but there's always that possibility. Let me go to a chart. What was the one that I was using? There's a chart I was using with had a maybe it's a BLX. Yeah, it's a BLX. I have this trend from the top there, and you can see that Bitcoin is testing that trend. That's positive news to have a break of that bearish sequence, but that doesn't mean that it's over with once it gets beyond that trend, guys. I mean, it can still go back up. It could go beyond it and then come back down and up. So I am, it's going to be a hard time right now. Over the next 30 days is what I'm saying. Is I think we're in time-based capitulation. So let me show you guys something right here, right? I've been talking about this chart on Bitcoin. So here is this this Wall Street cheat sheet this guy made, and I was talking about this. I was telling you, I think that we're in this I guess over here would be depression phase for this right here. I'm going to assume that's just depression. They got anger over here and depression. So what this article did is it used current Bitcoin right there, and you can see when it was at 21,000, they're in anger. Okay, so that's believable. But 2018, you can see here's an anger, and then a bottom, and then went sideways for a while. That was depression, and it was going into there. This 2018 market that it came out of, we're not in that same exact scenario because Bitcoin has already bottomed, and there's a probability that Bitcoin has not bottomed yet. So, but we can still be in that depression era of the depression phase of what's going on. And it is apparent if you look at the lack of engagement that's going on in YouTube, on my channel, on other channels, and it is just plummeting like a rock. It looks like most of those people that wanted to have $10,000 Bitcoin were not able to really make it. And I was going to think the same thing too, that $10,000 Bitcoin that everybody's so eager to get when Bitcoin was at $30,000. I'm like, hey, If it drops down there into a one big long wick and happens in the next 2 weeks, no big deal. But it usually doesn't work like that. And here we are, Bitcoin at 17,000 or 16,000, and they're still waiting for that $10,000 Bitcoin. It's taken a long time to get down there, isn't it? And if it's going to be hitting that, it's going to need to do a wick, in my opinion, to get down there. If this is the last wave down for Bitcoin. So as an example, let me go back to the Bitcoin chart. For it to get to that area, that again, let's say, what is it, 10,000, let's say like 38% drop more, guys. The reality of it is, look what FTX did, that dump. So it's going to need to probably do another dump sideways and then another dump. So those are waiting for the 10K Bitcoin and are all pumped up to get it. Well, realistically, just based on time, you're going to need to probably, let's say, it goes sideways for a little while to the end of December, January, then a dump and sideways again, right? And then another dump. And even looking at March or April, are you prepared for that? Those that are here right now, you're obviously got a little bit different strategy and an obvious better mindset, because most of the people have been waiting for it. They couldn't make it. They couldn't make it. They're gone. They're gone. You see how that works? They're gone. This great deal that they're looking for, you can only wait for the great deal for so long until either people get bored out of the market, or they lose their money, or they just gave up. They threw up their hands. Capitulation. Now we're in time-based capitulation. And what time-based capitulation means? Depression. Like, you feel like you want to take like some sort of these happy pills or something, like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And it's just going sideways, down a little bit, sideways. Is it up, down? What's the trend? What's going on? I got to take something, get out of here. Like, forget this, right? That's what they did. So with that said, let's take a look at some other stuff that's going on, because I went over some other coins with you and yesterday, and take a look at some other coins that could be doing pretty good. Keep your eye on there and Amplify, guys. It's a degen move, but it's looking pretty decent, guys. It's looking pretty decent right there. Okay, Amplify, a left zero is looking pretty decent too, guys. Keep your eye on that. Bitcoin does a dump, and it could come right back down to those areas again. Test that 79 cents, be a decent area. I like that volume candles over there. Okay, they're looking pretty decent. Some sort of impulse. I hope it's not a flat. It could be a fake out, so be aware of that. I own some of this. I'll hold the coins on that. So I'm bullish on that coin right there. Okay, guys? Bond coin. Let me go to bond over here, guys. I got bond on this trend. You see the trend it's on? Look at that. You see that? Huh. Kind of looking eerily similar. It's looking eerily similar over there. You see bond right here? Look at that. You see? Oh, and look at over here. You see that? That's what I'm looking at with bond coin. So I'm starting to pay a little bit more attention to Barn Bridge. If you want to really, really rock and roll in the next wave run with Bitcoin, you're going to need to be in, not financial advice, in some coins that are ready to do some moonshots like it did right over here. That was a 9x move that Barn Bridge did right there, guys. Bam, all the way up. You see that? Okay. So it did one there. I don't think that's going to be a flat. That's an out of control flat. I don't think it's going to be a flat, guys. That's the only thing. If that was a fake out, that would have to be your A, and that would have to be your B. Look at that. See, it just went too high. Yeah, that's out of control. It can't be a flat. Can't be a flat. Probability it was a wave, and it came down, did a correction over here. Okay, so let's check it out. What did it retrace to? Let's check a retrace. If it's 786, you have a better, it went beyond 786. So you have a better shot of that being a 2, or at a minimum a B. So either A, B, C, or 1, 2. Okay. So Barn Bridge is another one. I missed that one the other day. Here's another one, Metis. You check out Metis as long as if the Metis is in a good spot, guys, keep an eye on it. Bitcoin, it could go up. Bitcoin dumps as long as it maintains that 1622 low. And also this low too of 1421. So Metis is in a real good area, guys. It's in a good area. No, this right here in this area, for Metis. Okay. So to get ready for it to roll. Metis in my opinion, is low. It has limited supply, and Metis will have a smoke show once the cryptocurrency market goes bullish, guys. But I wanted to go over that. And then Bitcoin, let me go to Bitcoin again. Where is Bitcoin? Here we go, Bitcoin. Okay, so let's go over to the weekly chart. And this is something that I would be checking out. So like the next price. So let's say you have a couple options and say Bitcoin is going to come back down to test these areas. Let's just say 13,000, right? In this area right here. You have a good shot that it come down, test these areas, right? Maybe a little bit lower, a little bit higher, just ballpark figure. And then where is going to be the next test? If Bitcoin forms a bottom, and it's going to be wavering around here, where's going to be the next move for it to do something like maybe like this type of move, right? Or, you know, Bitcoin's over here doing that type of move, like right here. You know, you want to see one of these waves off the bottom. You want to see a wave like that. What was that? So let's say 100%, a little minor wave right there, right? Minor wave for Bitcoin. So the next move out of that area is, you know, 100% is going to be, what is that? 28,000. Okay, so that is going to be right that area right there, guys. You see that right there, right below this area right here, right in this area, right there. Okay, is what I'm going to be thinking. Something like that. I know I'm going crazy here with it on the chart. Bitcoin comes down to the bottom area right down here. Okay. And then a potential wave like so. Okay. You got a wave like that. It's not going to do just a straight shot like that. Okay. So let's say test up there. And what's it going to do? So it can make that move. The Fed does a pause. I know I got that on what is that, like May? That's a little too far. But let's say pause. Fed does a pause. And then it's going to do a pivot. So then it's going to do a dump. And then Bitcoin will get into that, something like that, guys. That is the most bullish scenario for Bitcoin, in my opinion. The most bullish. Now, can this go higher? It could. It could. Don't plan for that to go higher. However, you know, you can make some decent gains right here with Bitcoin, but there's going to be some really good setups in other coins. So you want to be able to plan. So the people that left that were waiting for the $10,000 Bitcoin or their super cheap price on Bitcoin, they got bored, they left, everybody's leaving. Just look at the YouTube stats on my channel, on other channels. They're plummeting like a rock. People are getting sick of crypto. And look at the news, look what everything's been saying. It's pretty bad out there. So they left. Those that left are not going to have a plan or strategy in place for this move. Okay? This move right here. You got to realize too, you'll get a second chance on this move too. You got to realize, because this will be a wave, it'll be come back down like that. So there'll be a wave in there, something like that. Okay, guys, if perhaps that does happen, you know, you got to be prepared that was the bottom too. That's a potential. You know, this is why you got to have your plan in place. You got to have your plan in place. Which coins are you getting into? Which coins have the good setup? Are you going to be going into Bitcoin? Are you going to Ethereum? You know, which one is it? You got to have something in place. Litecoin, right? Litecoin. So the goal here for me is where am I going to be able to get the most bang for my buck? That's what it is, guys. Most bang for my buck. So I'm prepared for that. I'm prepared for that. I'm prepared for that. So that's a bullish count. And I'm also going to be prepared that if this is all one big, let's say this is all big 5-wave move, you know, I'll be prepared for this too. It could be an A, guys. You know, it could be an A wave, like so, come back B and a C. All right. And that's not a big deal either, guys, if you think about that. I mean, this is going to be very devastating for the Bitcoin maxis, because this is the ultra bear. Down in 5, up in 3. And you know what that means? There's going to be another 5 over here. Do I think that's going to happen? It's not telling me that's going to happen. Not yet. Not yet, guys, but that could happen. But if it does a move like this, over into a three-way move like that, there's going to be a serious opportunity to make some serious gains over there. Just like if this was a wave one, just like this, if this was a wave one, okay, over here, like so, something like that, okay. Well, this wave two will go deep like that, okay, and this wave forward probably could. Well, no, I would say a wave forward drag on, but it could. So just as an example, guys, that's what I'd be looking for, something like that. In the meantime, what am I doing? I'm just waiting for the setups. There's, to me, the risk to reward ratio on the long and short side is just not there. There might be an opportunity in some coins to do some moves. Litecoin maybe. You can take a look at Litecoin. Litecoin's chart looks a whole lot better than Bitcoin's chart, guys. I know some people are going to say there's some Litecoin people that will go on there and they will go, Litecoin is so much better than Bitcoin. It has faster transactions. Facts remain is this is like nobody's on Litecoin. You think Bitcoin's chain is dead, and it's pretty much dead, guys. Like, it's going down. Litecoin's even worse. But the facts remain is Litecoin's chart looks a whole lot better than Bitcoin's chart. It does. This is like what I was showing you on my plan there. You got this right here. You see this move, boom, boom, and it comes back down like that, and it can get out of there. That same thing over here, Litecoin goes up, maybe up a little bit more, and it could come back down just like so, and then boom, right here, you get up. You can do a short there possibly, and then, flip it and go long with Litecoin. If I was going to do anything, probably with that coin right there. It just looks easier to work with. That's just my take on it. Bitcoin, I just don't want to get gray hairs with it. I just don't. Like, it's no fun. Bitcoin was okay when it was like this, over here, going down like that, like right there. Okay, this area and this area, and then sideways and sideways. You could, play with Bitcoin that way and that way. And now it's getting into this area where it's just not cool, in my opinion. So that's how I look at it. But get yourself prepared for what's going to be going on potentially in the future. I'm not going to say that the bottom is in quite yet. I think that there's a higher probability that it's going to have another low. But at the same time, prepare yourself for that could have been it. That could have been it. And this is my where was my line in the sand right here? 13,895. 13,895. If Bitcoin makes a bottom above that price point, I will be really, really bullish on Bitcoin, guys. That's going to be very, very good for Bitcoin, in my opinion. Okay. If it maintains that low, comes back down, does one more, and just even if it bounces off there, that would be great too. Bounces off that. So you guys know my position. I don't want to see Bitcoin below this gray area. It doesn't need to be down here, guys. Okay. I don't think it's going to, but just a word of caution, you don't want to see it down there. That's my take on it. That is not a good deal. That's a break in market structure. It's telling you, it's giving you some signals that some other things could be going on to the future of Bitcoin. Not to say that you can't make a little bit more money in the some other altcoins and things like that, but the other altcoins are so reliant on the trend of Bitcoin. That's what's concerning with me. Maybe, just maybe, like everybody's talking about a decoupling from the traditional markets. Maybe Bitcoin is going to be doing a decoupling from the other cryptos. You ever think about that? That could happen, right? I mean, Bitcoin is a little bit different. Like, the future of cryptocurrency, guys, is blockchain. It's blockchain technology. It's ledger technology on the chain, guys. Like, that right there is the future. Are they going to do it with Bitcoin? Or are they going to be doing Ethereum? Personally, I think Ethereum, a chain like Ethereum has the more potential for use cases on it. And that's just my take on it. With Ethereum, maybe another chain out there, who knows what the next one's going to be. But it is the technology, guys. I mean, I see the future of blockchain, like, they'll be running like the internet and YouTube videos through it, probably, possibly maybe some banks will be using it, businesses will be using on the blockchain. It's going to be the future. And that's how I see it. That's the future of cryptocurrency, is the software, which is blockchain. It's basically software, the use of it. And right now we're just working the bugs out of it. Go back and look at the history of the internet. You go look at the history of the internet. I think like when the internet came out, I was alive when it came out. I remember I got online in 1994, guys. 1994. Yeah. Huge monitor. You know, my monitor weighed like 50 freaking pounds. Yeah. It's like doing some squats with this thing. I'm not kidding, man. You want to lift that thing off the ground? It's like doing a squat. Today, you take one of these monitors, man, you could do lateral raises with the thing, you know, not even get a workout. So here's and I put that, so I put it on, it was dial up, you know, made a little ringing sound, and you got on, and like these pictures would it was like a slow motion picture, right? It's like this picture of this website like would slowly just come on your screen. You know, none of this instant stuff like they got today. And so what I'm saying is, over a period of time, it was like 1996 or 97, I think. There's a couple times in there they started talking about the internet's dead. It's not going anywhere. And then after the .com deal, oh, you should have seen the .com crash. You should have seen, there's articles out there, guys, that said internet's dead. Nobody, they don't like it anymore. People are going to go back to checkbooks. I was like, oh, really? They're going to prefer, this is what it was. This was what they said sometimes. People started reading like a newspaper online at like after .com crash and all that stuff was going on. And the deal was is that they started saying that that's not going to work. People are going to read the news online because you know why? People want to have that feeling of a newspaper. That was the excuse. They're coming up with stuff like that. Like these professionals were coming out saying things like that, guys. I'm serious, man. They'll just got to have that newspaper feeling in their hand. They wake up in the morning, have this cup of coffee. Well, look at it now. Those guys were clueless. Like, who has a newspaper anymore? Nobody. Nobody cares about a newspaper. I haven't seen one in years. I mean, I haven't seen it around at all. So maybe some of y'all still read the newspaper, like the whole thing in your hand. Maybe so, but I just don't see it happening. And look what's going on right now. Instagram, TikTok, you know, these other things going on and stuff. So, hey, you can see where blockchain is going to go. That's my point. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.